Online learning is rapidly becoming one of the most effective ways to educate people.
12 months of a Chihuahua's life.
For online classes, I think iko easy because unaweza kama kuna kitu hujaelewa unaweza rewind. Yeah. So pia unaweza rewind, unaweza isave utaangalia baadaye kama au kuelewa sana.
For one to study and learn online, you only need a smartphone and data and a good source of electricity or power.
I prefer YouTube because most of the times when you're learning something from YouTube, like let's say I'm learning steps on how to make pilau, you know, and my audience have turned brown and I don't know what next to do. Maybe it was already said after they turn brown, please put on pilau masala or do what or what. But then you see, the best part is that you can always rewind and go back and like one-on-one class, like ukishaambiwa recipe kwa TV ameongea ni hivyo imeenda, because it's a TV station, you can't even rewind yourself. So I'd really prefer YouTube because it gives you a chance to rewind.
This shows up with youths using different gadgets to lead themselves into new ways of thinking. Different youths tells us how they acquire various skills and knowledge through the internet.
Before we move on with this video, you need to grab the free dog.
Nilikuwa napenda ngoma, sasa nilikuwa napendanga kwenda YouTube, angalia napata hizo ma-ads. Sasa siku moja nikaona ya dogs hizo ma German Shepherd. Ndio nikakuwa interested, nikaanza kuangalia YouTube.
These are our ingredients. I have 1 large chopped onion.
YouTube tutorials, they are good for cooking, but some are not that good. So it depends with who you're following on that YouTube, because sometimes you can follow people and then you find it's a scam, like it doesn't even work. Like if you get used to one chef, you continue that chef throughout. You don't look for another chef because it will confuse you.
From YouTube, I've learned fashion and design. Mostly I've learned how to dress and what to wear while going to places and events.
Through YouTube, I've learned a lot of things. E.g., I've learned cooking skills.
Mimi napenda kukipizo ma pets. So niliona Chihuahua ndio iko poa tu sana. So ndo nikaamua nianze kuistalk about YouTube. Kuna challenges kadhaa. Saa zingine unapata network ya wifi haiko. Pia mimi ni student, bado hiyo ndo za kubuy bundles pia zinakuwa shida.
I prefer YouTube as to compare to face-to-face class learning because YouTube you don't have to go to school. Yani it's so effective, it's accessible, it cuts the cost of travel. I don't need to travel while I'm using YouTube. I can use YouTube while at home. Basically, before I came across YouTube, I was not able to dress myself. I was not able to put this and this when going to an event. But when I came across YouTube, I have been able to know what to dress for a particular event, for partying, for funeral, for wedding. So YouTube has helped me a lot.
It is faster instead of going to classes, or maybe the classes are far from my site. I can just log in through my devices and see whatever I want to do. So it's the faster way of learning.
So first things first, soy sauce the ingredient.
Maybe you're watching something and then you run out of bundles and you didn't download what you're watching on YouTube. It's really so hard because it will turn you down, you know?
YouTube consumes a lot of data. And for instance, when you have not charged your phone and there is no power, you cannot access YouTube. So mostly, YouTube, one can use YouTube when the power supply is there. If it isn't there, you cannot access YouTube.
Chihuahuas are quite emotional and verbally telling them no.
Online learning platforms have made it easier for people to access or acquire knowledge easily. The good thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. For Kibera News Network, I'm Joseph Chalo.